Okay, so Donald Trump is out there, once again, talking about Cuba. And not just talking, but floating the idea of, and I quote, taking Cuba. Now, this is the kind of rhetoric that, honestly, makes my head spin. We are talking about a sovereign nation, and the President of the United States is musing about just taking it. What does that even mean in the 21st century? It sounds like something out of a history book, not a modern geopolitical strategy. And Cuba's president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, is not backing down. He's issued a pretty strong warning, saying any aggression will be met with impregnable resistance. Personally, I think this is exactly the kind of defiant stance you'd expect. They've been under immense US pressure for months, dealing with severe energy shortages, and now this talk of invasion. It's a powder keg waiting to explode, and this is their way of saying, don't even think about it. What makes this really interesting is how Trump frames it. He's gone from a friendly takeover, to taking it in some form, to I think I could do anything I want with it. This isn't just casual talk, it's a deliberate escalation of rhetoric. From my perspective, it's a way to project strength and control, even if the practicalities are incredibly murky. It also seems to be a tactic to pressure the Cuban government, especially given the recent US actions like threatening tariffs on countries selling oil to Cuba. That move, by the way, has had a devastating impact, crippling their energy supply and leading to widespread blackouts and protests. You can't ignore the human element here. These are real people suffering the consequences of these geopolitical games. And then you have the US side, with officials saying they don't want a collapse, but a transition. This is where it gets really complex. Is the goal genuine democratic reform, or is it about asserting US influence and control? What many people don't realize is that Cuba is trying to adapt, even announcing plans to let expatriates invest. But from the US Secretary of State's viewpoint, it's not enough. This suggests a fundamental disagreement on the pace and depth of change required. It feels like a stalemate, but with a very dangerous undertone. This whole situation raises a deeper question: what is the end game here? Is it about regime change, economic leverage, or something else entirely? The assertive foreign policy we've seen, from Venezuela to Iran, suggests a pattern. But Cuba is a different kind of challenge, with its own history and regional dynamics. What this really suggests is a high-stakes gamble, and the potential for unintended consequences is enormous. It's a situation that demands a lot more than just bold pronouncements. It requires careful diplomacy and a real understanding of the complex realities on the ground. What do you think? Is this just bluster, or are we on the verge of something significant?